Short answer, not definitively. The 2024 numbers and advanced metrics show Patrick Mahomes was less dominant than in prior seasons, and a few other quarterbacks, notably Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, produced statistical seasons that make a strong case they were as good or better that year. But Mahomes' body of work, peak level, and playoff resume mean calling him no longer the best depends entirely on what time window and metrics you use. Below, I break it down. What the stats say, where Mahomes slipped, who made a push past him in 2024, and how you should interpret all that when answering who's the best. Why people are questioning Mahomes. 2024 was atypical for Mahomes. His raw per-attempt efficiency numbers were down from his prior MVP peak seasons. Yards per attempt and adjusted net yards per attempt were career lows. And he threw fewer big play passes. That makes him look more conservative and less explosive on paper than his usual league-leading self. The Chiefs still reached the Super Bowl, but the offense was easier to game plan against downfield, and that showed up in advanced metrics and in the Super Bowl loss to Philadelphia. When the biggest play tendency declines, it drags down several efficiency metrics. Who statistically pushed Mahomes in 2024? Lamar Jackson. Jackson posted elite efficiency and big play numbers in 2024. He finished among the league leaders in QBR and in adjusted net yards per attempt, AEA, and had one of the best passer ratings in the league. For a pure single season, Jackson's 2024 profile, passing efficiency plus rushing value, makes a compelling statistical case he was the top QB that year. Josh Allen. Allen again piled up huge counting stats and is an every down producer. He showed elite passing volume and big play production, and his overall impact, passing plus rushing clutch plays, kept him in the MVP conversation. Joe Burrow and others. Burrow was also elite in 2024 in traditional passing metrics and continued to rate very highly in many efficiency categories. So, did the stats demote Mahomes? It depends on the lens. 1. If you look at single-season advanced efficiency, QBR, NEA, EPA play for 2024, yes. Mahomes wasn't the statistical leader. Other QBs, especially Lamar Jackson, outperformed him on those specific metrics in that season. If your standard is who was the most efficient quarterback in 2024, Mahomes is not an obvious number one. 2. If you look at peak value plus championship resume, absolutely not. Mahomes' career peak, multiple Super Bowls, multiple historic seasons, keeps him in the top spot of many all-time and near-term rankings. One off year relative to his own standards doesn't erase a sustained run at the top. Number 3, if you look at who you'd want on your team right now to maximize chances to win next season. Context matters. Mahomes still projects as a higher ceiling, higher stakes player in big moments, but Lamar's and Josh's trajectories showed they can win and carry teams too. For a single roster decision, you'd weigh health, roster around the QB, play style fit, and coaching. What the numbers miss, why context matters. Play design and surrounding talent. Mahomes' 2024 looked different, partly because of personnel changes, Kelsey aging, adjustments in WR group, injuries, and scheme emphasis. Those things suppress counting stats and alter efficiency. Clutch late-game impact. Some metrics capture this better than others. Mahomes' ability to change games in the fourth quarter or postseason is a skill that doesn't always show up cleanly in season-long NEA. Small sample noise and game script. Chiefs games last year often involved different scripts, fewer obvious deep shot opportunities, which drags down per-attempt numbers even if decision-making remains elite. Bottom line, practical conclusion. If you ask, was Mahomes the single most statistically dominant QB in 2024? No. The numbers suggest others, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen among them, had seasons that stacked up better in key efficiency metrics. If you ask, is Mahomes still the best quarterback in the NFL overall, considering career peak, playoff resume, and overall impact, it's hard to decisively say he's been supplanted. The pushback to Mahomes' supremacy is real and data-driven for 2024, but dethronement is a higher bar that takes sustained seasons, not one relative down year. What to watch in 2025 to settle it? Per play efficiency, NEA, EPA play, and big play rate. If Mahomes regains his downfield aggressiveness, we'll see those climb. The Chiefs' offense construction, deep target usage, Kelsey availability, WR upgrades, personnel changes can restore Mahomes' statistical profile. Postseason performance: if Mahomes converts another late playoff run Super Bowl, the best in the league, argument will snap back strongly. So short answer, the 2024 stats gave plenty of evidence for the claim that Mahomes wasn't the season's single most dominant QB, but they did not, on their own, make the case he's permanently lost the title of best QB in the NFL. The question of best now lives in the gray area of time frame and metrics, and the 2025 season will be decisive for anyone who wants a definitive answer. Short answer, not exactly. The 2024 regular season stats and advanced metrics show Patrick Mahomes slipped compared with a couple of peers, but they don't prove he's definitively no longer the best QB in the NFL. How you answer that depends on which clock you're using, one season versus career, and what metrics you prioritize. What the 2024 numbers say on several advanced single-season efficiency metrics, things like ESPN's total QBR, adjusted net yards per attempt, ANY, and season-long expected points added type measures, Lamar Jackson, and in some categories Josh Allen, ranked ahead of Mahomes in 2024. Those stats reward big play production, explosive plays, and minimizing negative plays. Jackson's 2024 profile, high rushing value plus efficient passing, showed up very well there. Mahomes' 2024 counting and rate numbers dipped from his usual peaks. Yards per attempt and yards per completion were down, his longest completions and chunk plays were fewer, and some efficiency marks were below his career norms. In short, the offense ran shorter, more conservative plays at times, and Mahomes' per-throw impact fell relative to his best seasons. Why that doesn't settle the debate? One season of advanced metrics is a useful snapshot, not a full resume. Mahomes' value is not just about one-year metrics. It's also about sustained elite play, playoff performance, winning at the highest level, and a track record of producing in big moments. He's still in the very top tier of QBs by peak plus resume. Context matters. Kansas City's offensive personnel, game plans, injuries, and opponent scheming changed the way Mahomes played in 2024. Fewer downfield shots, fewer explosive completions. That's a team plan issue as much as a quarterback one. Different metrics reward different traits. If you prize single-season efficiency and rushing value, Jackson's 2024 looks better. If you weight championship wins, playoff performance, peak decision-making, and consistently high ceiling, Mahomes still has the strongest arguable case. Bottom line, if the question is, was Mahomes the statistical leader in key advanced metrics for the 2024 regular season? No, he wasn't the clear leader across every metric. Jackson and Allen, in some measures, posted superior numbers in several efficiency categories. If the question is Mahomes still the best QB in the NFL overall? The answer is nuanced. He remains in the elite best of conversation because of his sustained excellence and postseason resume. One down year of counting or efficiency stats doesn't erase his standing, but it does open the door for others, Jackson, Allen, Burrow, to stake a claim, especially if they keep producing at that high level. Verdict: 2024 opened the door for challengers statistically. It did not, by itself, dethrone Mahomes from the larger career-based debate about who's truly the best.